Everyone's connecting. Beautiful. Let's also make sure, guys, that the chat is working. Oh, what is that? Is that a sumo cup, Lachlan?
It's a samurai.
Oh, it's a sumo samurai.
Oh no, I've been told it's a sumo. I was hoping it was a samurai.
Well,
Oh well,
a sumo wrestler for samurai day trading.
yeah, why not? Why not? No, but yes, why not? Why not?
I
Why not?
love that. Well, everyone, welcome to another live trading session here with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading here for the trading pit. You're seeing me in a bit of a bit different background, guys. We're changing a little bit the set. Give me your opinion. So welcome everyone. Lachlan did say that the markets are really, really interesting and positive today. So I will not take too much of your time. I will wish for you a fun trading session and take notes and enjoy. And I hope that, you're gonna have a lot of fruitful trades. And I will join you towards the end to say hello again, because as always.
Sounds great, Alan. Thank you. So, hello everybody. I hope you are completely magic. Let me share my screen with you. For those that, guys, for those that do trade what we call the 3 o'clock turn, so that was around about 30 minutes ago. You guys are both American markets. As I was discussing with Alan, both of the American markets are in absolutely stunning 15-minute longs. Stunning 15-minute longs. All right. So if you guys are already long, some of you might already be along. Klaus, how are you? Some of you may already be long on the NASDAQ and S&P 500. If so, again, well done. You know what you're doing. It's a classic, mind you. These markets are very, very, very predictable. It's very predictable. I'm just going to share my screen. Let's get you off and racing. Now, as it is a very tropical day here in downtown Japan. Let me just check that microphone is working. Okay, mic is working, which is good. Let me just grab your chat function. Klaus is good. Yeah, no, I'm fantastic, man. Very tropical day here in Japan. Right, so if you don't mind, I normally present long sleeves and a collar. Guys, today I'm in the samurai. I'm in the samurai shirt, short sleeves today, guys. Very, very tropical day. Mind you, let's be real about very tropical. We've we've just gone through one of the coldest winters in Japanese history. So today is a very scary 22 degrees, but 22, having gone through a very cold winter. I suggest 22 is a little tropical. So, guys, welcome to the LTR. My name is Lockie Rowdy. I know 22, 22. It's beautiful, mate. All the guys, we're getting ready. Yeah, Kyle, we know about that one. We're actually getting ready over here for June. So for those that don't know, Japan, June is the rainy season, and I'm not kidding, guys. For the last 600 years, they have been using the rain in June to fill up all the rice paddies. So we have the rain in June, and then all of the rice is planted in early July. And in October, we have the big rice festival, and we've been doing that for 600 years. Now, to be super clear, I have not been here for 600 years, but all of this is documented at our local temple about, the cycle of the months. And some of you might not know, but Japan, the actual temples in Japan don't run on a 12-month calendar. They run on a 13-month, 28-day lunar calendar. And they've been talking about this 28-day lunar calendar for 600 and something years. So yeah, there we go. So I'm learning a lot. I was learning a lot in Japan, but mind you, that's not going to help us with our trading today. Trading is going to be pretty good, guys. So if you are a turn of the hour trader, if you are a turn of the hour trader, then you guys are already long on your 15-minute chart. So you've got a 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart complementary signal. For those that trade extreme volume, you've also got extreme volume on both US 60-minute charts. Right? So you've got that climactic volume, basically saying the markets are run out of steam, they're going to turn and go back the other way. Now, if anybody doesn't know what I mean by extreme volume, guys, if you don't know what that is, please don't be shy. It's very, very easy to show you this stuff. Guys, before the session starts, it gets a little bit harder as we rock along. Now, guys, because we are going to be presenting across multiple jurisdictions today, and also we're live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube, I believe Instagram. We're also live on LinkedIn. So again, thank you to TTP, guys, the Trading Pit, for having us from Samurai. The most important thing is that we do have to go through 4 customer caution notices, otherwise known as CCNs. Is because there are people all over the world, including Australia, Singapore, and the UK, that are going to be watching this, guys, and those 3 jurisdictions happen to be some of the strictest in the world. So first and foremost, guys, we are going to be trading futures and CFDs. What does that mean? There are 2 risks, guys, 2 risks in trading. There's a risk of making money and losing money. Now, because we are, again, for some traders on CFDs, others are on futures, it means that, as we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade, that's called margin. What does that mean? The risk of making money is even more exciting. The risk of losing money is also more exciting. So again, as that means that we are professional risk controllers. What I will be doing today, guys, and I believe every professional trader globally, guys, honestly, if they're worth their weight in gold, they are professional risk controllers. May I suggest, guys, I'll give you a risk control point, which is called an RCP. That's a volatility defined measurement of the market. So once the market moves a certain distance in our favor, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting our profit, cutting our risk and letting the profit run. The best way to do that, guys, is to actually trade with 2 targets. So you can have an early first target. That would be your equivalent of your daily KPI. So NASDAQ traders, your first target would be about $100 US. Then we're going to reduce the risk so you can't lose any money on the trade, and we're going to go for as much money as we can. Now, we've been doing that, guys, since 2009. What it means is our 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio stuff, that teaching's probably 25 years old, guys. May I suggest it's completely out of date. Today, we'll probably end up with a trade with at least a 50-to-1 risk to reward ratio. That's really where you need to be as in the game of trading, which we do every day. So not surprised. Now, guys, today, everything we're going to do is general information only. Also, the past performance of all financial products in the strictest jurisdictions in the world, guys, can no longer be used as a reference for future performance. Now, guys, there's another variable we need to deal with today called market risk factors. Ultimately, what does that mean? We're trading over the internet. That actually gives us another layer of risk. What it ultimately means is I'm going to try and guide you in and out of the market as best as I can. As per the trading strategy that was written in 2009, it is still bopping along and is still doing what it needs to do. Understand that I'll try and call the trades as best as I possibly can. There are some quite mature traders in the room that already know what they're doing. As in, if you're going to use a live trading room, for anybody that's not in the live trading room Monday through Friday, one of the best ways to use a live trading room is to second guess what the professional trader is about to do, because you understand how they move, you understand their strategy, their indicators, their education, all of that stuff. So again, if you're brand new to what we're doing today, guys, welcome. If you're starting to get a little bit of experience, absolutely brilliant. And we've had a number of people actually from the TTP audience, guys, in Europe in particular, guys, have joined the live trading room full time. As in Europe, you guys get 2 sessions. You get the European Open and the US Close. So I'm getting some really good feedback on both sessions, guys, which is very good, because Samurai is very, very new, guys, as a company, but the staff are very experienced. Now, guys, speaking of that, guys, who am I? I'm the head coach and presenter, guys. I also wrote all of the trading algorithms for Samurai, so all of the indicators, the strategies. As primarily, where does that come from? I'm a mathematician, guys. I'm a mathematician. That was my #1 subject at school. I did disappear from the world for 15 years, guys, in the regular army, had an incredible time. Again, came back to my passion, which has been day trading. And for those that have known me for a little while, guys, you'll know that my absolute passion is actually getting paid while I'm asleep. All right. So if there was such a thing as #1 passion, guys, it's literally waking up in the morning and being richer than you were when you went to sleep. I'm working on that. That's going quite well. So if you need a tip, guys, on that, more than happy to help you out. I have been trading, guys. I've been trading for a little while. I'll run through that in a sec. But ultimately, I've trained now more than 2,500 traders in 22 countries. And we are moving in the right direction, guys. There's no question. Now, further that, guys, a little bit of history if I can. So I was a Forex and CFD trader until the 1st of August 2007, when I discovered futures trading primarily. As I discovered the difference between futures and Forex. Now, just to summarize what that is very quickly. Futures, guys, if you're a futures trader, I'll be running futures charts today. Guys, what it ultimately means is we trade to a regulated futures exchange like the CME, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Guys, there are no OTC brokers present in the market, right? OTC standing for over the counter. These are the brokers that have the freedom and the ability to trade against you whenever they choose. And guys, if you read the fine print, all Forex brokers, all CFD brokers are allowed to trade against their clients if they choose to protect the company. So just be a little bit careful with that. Now, the flip side, guys, Forex and CFDs, guys, are the exact opposite to futures, just so everybody knows. A Forex or a CFD broker is an OTC, over-the-counter broker. This means they own and control the market you are trading. This also means that they can push the market up or down against you whenever they choose. So that's why a lot of Forex traders, guys, a lot of Forex traders globally are not consistently successful over the long term. I was a Forex trader. Guys, I was actually trading the Euro-US cross pair, which is the biggest currency pair in the world. Now I discovered, hence the reason I swapped to futures trading, is that I can trade the Euro-US cross pair without a Forex broker if I simply change platforms. So all I did was change from MT4 to NinjaTrader. Same signals, same charts, same everything. But now there was no one trading against me. Suddenly my trading started working. Right? So again, for those that may not be aware, guys, the 8 major currency pairs, the biggest ones in the world, the ones that are worth trading, are all available as futures contracts. So you don't, guys, you actually don't have to use a Forex broker ever again if you choose not to. Just a little bit of an FYI. Now, guys, I wrote a book on it called Brokers Exposed. That's free to download. You can download that from the Samurai Day Trading guys website, or just email the team and say, hey, can I get a copy of Lockie's latest book? Guys, now, again, if you want to follow us on, guys, on socials, there's a lot of information on YouTube. So Samurai Day Trading on YouTube, guys. Instagram is currently i.love.trading because I literally love trading. Flip side is, guys, we're working on a Samurai Instagram for you guys as well, for those who enjoy Instagram. Now, guys, last notice, I never sell anything to anybody, guys, because generally we don't have to. Just a reminder, please, guys, we did our launch of the advanced trading course in Bali, guys. That's where we're going to be staying in Bali, 2 to 9 November 2025. Guys, as at today, 7 of the 12 positions on the course are already taken. So if you are considering coming on that course, guys and girls, all you need to do is send an email and say, hey, can I have a chat to you about that, please? Guys, the team will get in contact with you. Please don't leave it a little bit late, guys. If you leave it late, you might find, guys, the course will be full. There is a gentleman, guys, that we spoke to earlier in the week that may be bringing 3 people to the course. What does that mean? We would only have 2 seats left. So please don't miss out. Please don't miss out. If you want to come along, guys, come along. Okay, now into it. Chart loud and signals, guys. Chart loud and signals. What we'll be doing today, guys, there's 10 different signals that we're going to be using. There's 12 filters we're ultimately going to be using today. This is exactly what we've been doing since 2009. Guys, some of the names have changed. The formulas are the same. What I'm going to be focusing on most importantly, guys, over there on the left-hand side, anything with a wow beside it is going to serve as the foundation for everything we're doing today. Guys, I quite often get a lot of really good feedback on the delta signal. Guys, so the delta signal plots our buy and sell signals for us. Guys, there'll be 2 deltas running on the market today, the delta V1 and the delta V2. Guys, those delta signals are used to hunt institutional orders in the futures market. We can very, very easily hunt the institutions, guys, because there are no brokers in the futures market. We can't hunt institutions if we're a Forex or a CFD trader, because all we see is the information the broker wants to give us, as opposed to the real information in the market. So guys, I've actually had people ask me recently, Lockie, can you code the delta for MT4 or MT5? The answer is no, we can't, because the data feed to MT4 and MT5 is tainted by your broker. Right, so no, we can't code these indicators, guys. It must be a futures trading platform, and your data must be clean. Okay, your data must be clean. Now, guys, we do have a motto, guys, literally developed in early 2009. Let the market do the heavy lifting. For those that are brand new to the session, what does that mean? We're going to let the market define the signal for us. It's going to give us all the information we need, including trade entry, trade exit, risk, target, time in trade. Everything will actually be defined for you by the market. Okay, everything will be done. Dan, how are you? Hope you're brilliant. Guys, European Open is what we're doing today. We based on the volume leading in, so currently just under 45,000, we'd expect around about 12 to 15 trades. Guys, if you are going to be joining us for the US close live trading room, guys, they normally pick up between 17 to 20 trades. They only look at two markets, being the S&P and the NASDAQ, guys, which are the best markets to trade on US close. Guys, today we'll have four markets on the screen because the US trading on NASDAQ and S&P 500 will be affected today by what the Europeans want to do. But that being said, the Europeans give us some really, really good little opportunities to trade. Guys, if you're a fan of YouTube, there are trades at the day videos on the European Open. There's also trade of the day videos on the US close. Some of those videos have now got more than 1,000 views. So please do, if you're a bit of a fan of YouTube, guys, just jump on YouTube, see what we're doing, see what we're up to. You'll find it's the consistent message just day after day after day after day. Guys, now, as much as that doesn't sound very sexy, guys, in the game of trading, consistency is the key to success. What we're going to be doing today, guys, we're going to focus on profit first, education second. Please be advised that we will be targeting a plus 90% strike rate today, as we have done since 2009. Guys, and as I've said, everything's on YouTube, guys. So if you need transparency about why we do what we do, YouTube is a phenomenal asset. There's some really good training videos, guys, on YouTube for you as well. There's more than 30 videos on how to use NinjaTrader correctly. So suffice to say, that is something that I would definitely have a look at. Now, guys, where are we at? What I'm going to do, guys, is firstly, I'm going to turn my camera off because it normally covers up the top right-hand corner of one of the trading charts. So let me turn that camera off for you. So that is now done. Okay, so let me turn that off. Just make sure you guys can chat to each other, which you can. I'm going to jump on some microphones, guys, because it looks like it is going to be a bit of a shotgun start. There's no doubt about that. So Andy, your mic is on. Andy, your mic is on. So two very, very talented traders, guys, in the session with us today, Andy and Andy.
Good afternoon.
I'm just looking for some other microphones.
G'day, Lachie. How you going?
Went
Hi,
very,
Lachie.
very
Hi,
well with
everybody.
Dams. And guys, so we've got a couple of very talented traders with us today. So Damsy's with us as well, guys. I'm hoping we get young codes. We don't have codes yet. Young Rebecca, if you want your mic turned on, please just message me, guys. We've got a very talented young lady in the LTR with us as well, guys. Great to be growing boys and girls. Guys, really good to be doing that. And I think, guys, there'll be a couple of more mics as we cruise through. So what we need to do, guys and girls, because we're this trading session is a little bit European centric, is what we need to do is pay attention to the bottom right-hand corner, which is the FESX. Now, the FESX, for those that don't know, is the largest market in the world at this time of the day, right? So it's the big one. When it opens, this is what a lot of traders are going to be looking for. Now, first and foremost, guys, yesterday's low, which is we're literally just under yesterday's low, is a very, very strong, like ridiculously strong daily short. Now, these guys here, guys, the FESX bottom right-hand corner, has the physical capacity to drag every other financial market with it. If it wants to go, as it wants to go, it's going to go hard. All right. Now, what does it mean? If you want to trade the NASDAQ or the S&P or the FDAX in the European Open session, which we're about to launch into, you must be able to see the FESX. Guys, there are a couple of trading rooms out there in the world that just look at the NASDAQ and the S&P. Guys, they don't look at the European markets. As a result, they run at about a 60% success rate on a really good week. We're running at over 90% success rate because we look at things globally. All right, so slight difference, guys, slight difference there in the success rate. Now, what I want you to look at, so again, for those of you that are going to be trading a little bit later on tonight, there are 6 high-impact US news announcements at 9:30 p.m. Guys, I've also put a note over here on the NASDAQ, guys, watch for twitching. The peace talks are on overseas in I say Turkey. I think it's Turkiya now. It's obviously changed name slightly, so please excuse. As the peace talks are on, if there's anything like a peace agreement comes out, these markets are going to skyrocket, okay? If there's negative chatter that comes out of that, the markets are going to plummet. Now, how do we know the news is coming? As we'll see the candles twitching, which is all the robots and all the AI algorithms starting to trigger, all right? So just watch for the twitching today, guys. We could be in for a couple of surprises. Now, I note with interest that the FESX guys closed yesterday, so that's going to be closed, not opened. Let me fix that for you, because some of you like to study what we do, which is good fun. So the FESX has actually closed yesterday, guys, in a 60-minute long. All right, now let's just go and analyze what they're up to, because we're right on. So not only, guys, did we close in a 60-minute long yesterday, but the sellers have come through today and completely busted that long. All right, so what does it ultimately mean? Guys, what does it ultimately mean? If the European markets were to sell down on open at the start and fail, the markets are going to come back through and try and grab the 60-minute long from yesterday. All right, so just repeating, guys, if the European markets sell down on open and that sell down is not sustained, there'll be two triggers, guys. If the sell down is sustained for 5 minutes, no problem with that at all. If the sell down is sustained for 15 minutes, we're going to establish what's called an OSR. And then we're going to have to be very careful, guys, about trading long against a negative OSR. Right, so I can talk about that as we need to. What I do want to draw your attention to, guys, on the daily chart, right? Europe is failing at a very, very obvious level. Now, we've been talking about this for a while, guys. Last time we were trading with TTP, we were talking about these pink levels here. Guys, today we're talking about the pink weekly 90% retracement, right? Very, 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 very powerful level. Guys, and also if I was to add a number to that Fibonacci, guys, if I was to add a number to the Fibonacci, which I'm going to do for you now, okay, we're going to add the 88.6% Fibonacci. The reason being is it will stun you as to where this market has failed. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to save that as my weekly template. Right there, weekly pink retrace. Yes, push apply, push OK. The moment we do that, guys, right, can everybody see right there? Can everybody see the 88.6 and where these guys ran yesterday? These guys, the Europeans, guys, regardless of what the US wants to do, and this is where we've got to be careful, regardless of what the US wants to do, if these guys tank and they look really angry, as the FESX is going to go to 3 places. It's going to go and close this gap here. Right? It's going to go and close this gap here. Mathematically, it must close these gaps. Right? It has to mathematically. Having worked for a bank, guys, can I tell you, it has to close. There's a gap here. Okay, there's a gap there. There's a gap there. And there's also, guys, guess what? A gap down there. Now, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist promoter. Okay, but I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there to the world. Don't be surprised if the peace talks fail. Just roll with me on this one. There's a massive sell down. Europe closes its gaps, and then everyone goes, oh, no, the peace deal's back on again, and we skyrocket. Just again, technical versus fundamental. We're going to roll with the technical. But flip side being, guys and girls, these guys are very, very ready to sell this market down hard sell down. That's hard sell down. All right, now down to the 4 hour, guys, down to the 4 hour chart. This is where we need to be very, very careful in the European Open. Guys, the sellers, well done, Steve. The sellers have moved, the sellers own the stair step. Guys, the sellers own the stair step coming into the European Open. What does it ultimately mean, guys? If we sell down hard and the sellers can't push through these green Fibonacci's, so if we can't push through the green fibs, I'll just flip it up for you. If these guys push down and fail at the green fibs, they all believe they're in a 4 hour short. If we fail at the 4 hour fib, guys, we're going to go back and close this little gap just here. Okay, so I'd suggest, again, you know this classic motto, guys and girls, trade what you see, not what you think. Rob, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. What we're going to do, guys, today is I'm expecting an early burnout to the downside. So I'm expecting the sellers to try and push the market down first. I'm expecting that to fail. Guys, I'm then looking for a moderate range long to start. Then the sellers will have another crack. And then I'm looking for a super long range long to try and go and close the gap. All right, so as we did in the live trading room yesterday, guys, we're going to focus on second and third tier reversals to try and get these guys to produce a really big target. All right, now, across to the US markets, Guys, let's put that on the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart is going to be very, very telling today. In fact, I like the 5 because I want to see where the 50 is. I reckon we're going down first, guys, then we're going to go up, but I might revise that in 3 minutes' time. Okay, now, what we've got, guys, on the S&P 500, which is dragging the NASDAQ. All right, dragging the NASDAQ. All right, so I think the US-based traders, as if Europe pushes down, pushes up, fails badly, long range targets, guys, to the downside for the US-based traders. The reason being, the NASDAQ is already in a 4-hour short. It's come back up, tested the 4 hours short, and it's reloaded it and gone again. S&P's in a daily short. The S&P's in a 4-hour short. As I believe both US markets are going to try and break short. The key point is they need support from the Europeans to do the same. All right, so if we get a fake out, guys, on the opening candle, so if we get a fake out on the European markets, they push down, fail, turn around, come back the other way. Don't go short, guys, on the NASDAQ immediately. Right, so what you guys are waiting for the NASDAQers, you guys are waiting for, at the moment, the sellers own the stair step. So you guys have got a number of things that are going to occur on the opening candle. Right, so let me explain them. If the sellers sell down on the NASDAQ, if the sellers sell down on the NASDAQ and get caught at Fibonacci, you guys are targeting that little static bar reversal. I've got the yellow circle on right there. Or you're targeting the black diamond delta signal there. All right, that's the signal, guys, we use to hunt the banks in particular. Okay, so that's the one right there. So there's 2 signals there. For the S&P 500 traders, now, guys, this is once the market opens, not before. And if you haven't traded the Open of Europe before, just be a little bit careful, please. That, guys, that little long there, okay, so that little candle there has definitely got my interest. Okay, so if these guys sell down, guys, they start blowing up their volume. Guys, if they start blowing their volume early, then we're looking for long range. I won't say long range longs. We're looking for medium longs, guys, medium longs. Beck, you got 16 times 231 and 101 off the DFR short on NQ. Beautiful trade. Guys, I did tell you Beck's in the house today and she's very talented. So Beck, more than happy to celebrate that one with you. That's a stunning trade. Now, guys, we know about the twitching, right? So if the market goes ballistic today, if it just goes absolutely nuts in a direction, do not just jump into the market. Guys, do not jump in the market. What we're going to do is we're going to follow our US DFR double failure reversal, Colleen. Great question. Guys, we're going to watch for dual market agreement. Now, the reason being is that if the NASDAQ runs early or the S&P runs early, we need to make sure that if we're going to trade any kind of news announcement or run on a super high probability, guys, we've got to make sure, guys, that we've got dual market agreement. Please note for the NASDAQ, you guys have come down and failed at the 161.8 extension. You're now failing at the 133 extension. This would suggest an early sell down followed by a buying campaign. All right, now over to the Europeans. These guys are going to make this pretty tough for me today, guys. This is pretty tough. That Fibonacci straight away, that long range Fibonacci, I don't think we're going to need it. Man, if we need that, if we need that, these guys are in big trouble. Let me have a look. I'm going to end up with the same fib. Okay. What we're going to do for the FDAX, guys, we're going to follow the recipe we follow every single day. I'm going to put a 15-minute chart Fibonacci on. We're looking for a sell down. As we're looking through it, they're already twitching. They're already twitching. So this is good. All right, so for the FDAX traders, all right, I'm just going to fatten out these candles. Those fat candles are a lot easier to read. Now, naturally, some of you have got your own charts, which is awesome. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that at this point in time. Okay, so at this stage, guys, FDAX, so for those that are aware of the mustard candle here, it means the buyers have already run out of steam on the FDAX. So the buyers are trying to push pretty hard. As at this stage, they're not impressing anybody. We're not going to go long at this point in time, guys. We're basically assuming closes over pivots, which is probably the fastest way to destroy your trading account. So we're not going to do that. I would suggest there's probably a little bit more selling coming, guys. Probably a little bit more selling coming here. So again, for the Nazi traders, you guys are being very, very patient, just waiting for these guys to set the trade. Now, that being said, let's have a look. So let these guys pop along. Okay, hold on a second. 4, 2. Okay, I'm just watching, guys. I've got messages coming in from traders asking questions. I've just said, do not go long yet. Do not go long yet. Now, guys, so we're not going long yet, guys, at this point in time. We do not want to assume closes over pivots. All right, do not want to do that. Now, the flip side of the FDAX, so normally the FDAX loves the 133 fib. Right now, we've just been given a higher high, which means we can have a play with this Fibonacci. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that one, right, as soon as I cover up that chart, these guys are buying now, aren't they? All right, trying to buy. All right, NASDAQ, keep a very close eye on a sell down, guys. If you've got a lower low, that'll be a third phase sell down on the 5-minute chart. So a lower low here. As again, some of you may have picked up the black diamond delta over here on the left-hand side. Guys, if you are going to go long, right, your volatility on the NASDAQ is 40 ticks. That means your first target and risk control is 20, please. Now, FDAX, guys, we got up here and then we sold back down again. So what are they trying to do? They're going to try and contradict this really, really long, this really, really powerful short. So that's all right. Just let them go, guys. Let them go. Sometimes the opening candle goes exactly where we expect it to. Other times it chooses to muck around like this. That's okay, guys. That's okay. Just let them bop along. Yeah, Beck, well done. Well done. Beautiful trade. Gregors, we got young Greg. I do believe we do. So welcome, mate. I hope you're fantastic. All right, so let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. So we're just going to let these guys bop along, guys, at this point in time. Okay, let me just bop along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just doing maths, guys. Just doing maths in the background, making sure that we've got this all sorted. All right, so we're not doing anything at this stage. I was not doing anything. This is a very, very subdued start to the market. Now, what we might find, guys, got around. So again, we're in the last 90 seconds. So just be a little bit careful. Again, many of you that are educated properly know exactly why we are careful at that point in time. So we are setting up, as we are setting up a swing trigger. On the European markets, we do not have agreement, guys. We do not have agreement with the markets. Therefore, we can't go short. Okay, we can't go short. Greg, yeah, we've got super high impact news, guys. So super high impact US news, 9:30 p.m. tonight. All right. Now, if you are long on this delta over here on the left-hand side, nice. If you are long, okay, 20 tick, $100 first target, please. If you've already taken that, guys, if you're waiting for lower lows and third phase moves and similar things, that's okay. Just wait for the sellers to show and fail. FDAX, we are going to close, guys, we're going to close below the pre-bottom. Okay. Now it looks like these guys are about to trade. Looks like they're about to trade outside of their Fibonacci zone. Let me just have a quick look at this. Okay. There may be another Fibonacci here, guys. There may be another Fibonacci here. Those black diamond deltas, guys, on NASDAQ are valid if you are a reversal delta trader. Okay. If you are a reversal delta trader, whoops, sorry. These are valid trades. Now, you guys must have a 20 tick first target and risk control point, please. I'm just going to try and sort out this, this little FDAX over here. I think the Europeans are getting ready to tank. All the signs are that they are getting ready to tank. We'll just switch our fibs. Okie doke. Now, if you are long, guys, if you are long on the Delta, so if you are a Delta trader, guys, you're looking for a 20 tick first target, please. All right, I'm going to bring a rectangle on the screen for you. Okay, let me bring a rectangle on the screen. That is a 20 tick box. Guys, just there, if you're long on the first Delta, you're already through your first target, or, guys, you've controlled your risk on the trade. All right, that's if you are a Delta trader. Now your volatility, guys, your volatility today, guys, is low at this point in time. So please don't be shy about a short range first target. Guys, no one can criticize you if you're taking $100 trades over and over and over and over. Carlene, beautiful trade. So Carlene, you've picked up the left-hand delta. You're getting very good at that, Carlene. So well done. Well done. All right, that's absolutely brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Now, for the FDAX traders, we've got nothing at this stage. Now, again, if you, yesterday, guys, FDAX walk in the park. Today, a little bit cagey. Basically, we've got a disagreement between the FDAX and the FESX. Guys, what that means is the FDAX is going to lose that, all right? The FDAX will lose that. Okay, now, guys, if you are long, if you are a reversal delta, guys, a reversal delta trader, and you are long on the NASDAQ, junior traders, you're going for a 20 tick target, senior traders going for 20s and 50s or a straight 50. Have I got anybody holding the trade for longer range? Because if you are holding NASDAQ, guys, the longer range, you can try and hold it up to a minimum of the 50 fib of the day, which is going to turn that into going to turn it around about a 60 tick trade. I would definitely, though, guys, we've hit our risk control point. No one's got any risk on this long. If you've gone long for 20s and 40s, then you've also been paid. You need to keep a very close eye on your counter Fibonacci. Okay. So at this stage, guys, again, note where the 50 fib is of the stair step. Okay, note where the 50 fib is. If we don't close this candle, guys, if we don't close this candle above the 50 fib, then these guys are highly likely to reverse and go down. That's why, guys, until we know the true direction of the market, guys, until we know the true direction, we're literally just going for 20 tick targets, please. All right, that red Delta V2, guys, Delta V2 on FDAX at 451 is valid. Guys, 451 is valid if you trade V2 deltas. If you trade a V2 delta. Now, some of you do, some of you don't. I think it's probably one of the strongest indicators I have ever seen. That is not a reversal delta. It is a continuation style delta. If you're going to go short at 451, guys, your first target is 446 and you are out. Your second target, guys, is 441. It is highly likely to get paid. You are now paid. So if you are short, guys, on the delta at 451, if you're short on the delta at 451, your first target is 446. Your second target is 441. If you are a continuation style delta trader, guys, a continuation style trader, then you've gone through your first and second target. Steve, very nice trade. Now, at this stage, guys, we're waiting for guidance from Europe. I did say, guys, I think these guys are going to have a crack to the downside. FDAX traders, if you do trade a continuation delta, you guys are moving in the right direction, okay, which is absolutely awesome. Now, if the FDAX, guys, lives up to its reputation, okay, if it lives up to its reputation, we're probably going to pick up the first decent reversal, guys, at the 15-minute mark. Okay, there's our culmination. Okay, so again, let's just watch these guys very closely. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, the sellers own the stair step. All right, so what we're looking for is we are going to strip this fib. Actually, let's leave that one on for the moment. What I'm looking for is agreement here. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Guys, let's see what we've got. FTX, guys, if you are a continuation style trader, obviously that delta's gone very, very well. The next delta to the downside here, guys, these deltas to go short are not valid, right? They're not valid because the leading candles are not valid. So again, if you've gone short, you've gone through your targets, guys. We're not going to scale into a further short just yet. Okay, we're not going to do that. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, you have just come low enough. If you trade older signals, you've just come low enough to pick up that static bar reversal we spoke about earlier. Okay, just. Now, what I'm looking for, guys, I'm looking for Fibonacci agreement, okay, so don't rush in, guys, don't rush in on that signal. I'm looking for Fibonacci agreement between both US markets simultaneously. Okay, which we don't have just yet, but it's very, very close. Right? Very, very close. Now, what is Europe doing? Guys, Europe is establishing their OSR. Okay. For the advanced FTX traders, guys, when we get a reversal, which is highly likely, when we get a reversal, okay, I want you guys, so I want the FTX guys and girls that go for longer range targets. We're going to have a 5-point risk control point. That 38 fib, I'm very interested in trading back to. This open, I'm very interested in trading back to. Okay, very interested. Now, Nazi traders, guys, there's a number of you that look for lower lows. Guys, we still don't have agreement from the US market simultaneously. So just wait for this agreement to come in. S&P's got to do a little bit more work. Now, I do note, guys, I've just looked down. So my fault, guys, I've just looked down at the S&P 500. The buyers have stolen the stair step on the S&P. So some of the slightly more experienced traders like Greg may be short under the 50 fib of the day. Why? The buyers stole the step and they failed at a pivot. Now, some of the NASDAQ traders may have also gone short. So if you're slightly more experienced, guys, we know that the Europeans are angry. If you have gone short for longer range targets, I want you to try and hold them, guys, as per the rule of 3, please. As per the rule of 3. We don't have agreement, guys, on the US markets. Right, so just tread very carefully, guys, on the US markets. I think, guys, the FTX is going to give us a reversal signal down here. We don't know yet. All right, we're just cruising into the last 90 seconds. So now just be very, very careful, guys. Watch for the twitching. If the FESX closes under yesterday's low, guys, we are not going long on the FTX. Right. In fact, we're not going long anywhere. This is where these guys and girls can not wreck our day, but man, they can make it a little bit more complicated. Right. So no longs, guys, no longs on the NASDAQ at this point in time. We don't have US market agreement as per this comment here. We know about the twitchings and the peace talks. I have a sneaking suspicion someone may have just come and said something. So at this stage, the FTX traders are going to pick up a valid short. Don't you run without us, please. Right. Do I have anybody, guys, any of the advanced traders who may have gone short, guys, on this spike on the S&P? The reason I say that, guys, I'll draw everybody's right. So we are short. Andy and a number of the S&P traders, guys, that is a -2 rated static bar reversal short. The buyers have stopped. Yes.
FSEX has just touched a 60-minute 133 extension. FSEX.
Thank you. Perfect. Guys, that's why we have very smart people in the background backing me up. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Now back to the S&P traders. Guys, if you saw the theft of the stair step, guys, and you picked up that -2 rated static bar reversal short, guys, if you did pick that up, you have traded very, very well. All right. A big well done. Big well done. Now, NASDAQ traders, you've actually picked up a valid short. Okay, now with a couple of pros and cons. Guys, the entry price on the short is 302.50. If you can hold the risk, it's a valid trade. guys, you would be looking to, again, until we know what these guys are doing properly, guys, you would be looking to try and push that down, guys, for a minimum of a 20 tick first target and risk control point, which I'm going to draw on the chart for you here. All right, so I'm going to bring that on for you there. What we've got to be careful of, guys, is that the risk on the NASDAQ is too much for some of the beginner traders to trade. So the risk is too much. So just wait, guys. We've got 2 buying campaigns coming in here. The second selling campaign should be the stronger campaign. Okay, should be the stronger campaign. The traders that can go short are going short for a 20 tick first target, guys, and a 50 tick second target. Okay, so that's a 20 tick first target. This is a 50 tick second target. All right, so just let them come through, guys. We had 2 buying campaigns that have been very, very unsuccessful at this stage. All right, this is only for those people that can hold the risk. Some of the junior traders probably can't hold this risk. What I'm looking for, guys, I'm looking for a counter Fibonacci for these guys to get stuck on. All right, we've blown. So anyone short on S&P or NASDAQ because you trade pivot-based reversals, you're going to try and hold these trades for 15 minutes. You guys have got around 3 minutes to go on that hold. NASDAQ, I would like you to go through the 20 tick target. Come on, sweetheart, off you go, please. All right, so I want them to touch my first black line. Now, the moment they touch this black line, guys, or get even within a whisker of the black line, I want you to reduce your risk on the trade. All right, so you guys might be looking at a risk reduction basically now. Right? It's basically now. I just want them to tag the first target. Okay, first target is out. Now everybody's can control their risk, guys. If you're a new trader, you're going to control your risk, please. If you're a senior trader, you guys are allowed to muck around. Guys, you want to try and push it down to the S1. Guys, that's where we want to go. We want longer range targets for the slightly more experienced traders. Guys, I'm getting lots of trade alerts telling me the market's about to turn. So you guys know that we've got a Telegram trade alert service running. I'm actually getting alerts telling me we're about to go back the other way. So again, if you are short on NASDAQ, guys, you've gone through your 20 tick first target and risk control point. I think this will go 20s and 50s, guys, but everybody's reducing their risk, please. And I think the problem is the S&P 500 running into a 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. Right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to get rid of that extension. So if you've gone long for 20 ticks today, guys, because of the volatility, long for 20, well done. Short for 20, well done. I know it's not very exciting, guys, but each of these 20 tick trades are about $100 US. If this is the lowest we can go, guys, so our OSR is established on FDAX. If this is the lowest these guys can go, guys, we're looking for longer range reversals long, provided all of the markets agree. Right now, if we get, now they're not agreeing yet, guys, they're not agreeing yet, and we're in the last 90 seconds. Yeah, Cole, thank you, mate. I was just looking for that. I was looking what they're stuck on. So at this stage, guys, the buyers showed on NASDAQ, guys, got absolutely drilled. We don't have agreement between the US and America about what they want to do yet. I'd suggest the NASDAQ's going to go further to the downside. I'd suggest it will go further to the downside. FESX is about to fall out of its tree. And if it does, we've got to be careful on the European side. All right, so let's just watch what these guys do. Let's let the candle close before we make a decision on what they're doing. The Fibonacci, guys, the Fibonacci on the S&P has just changed drastically from where we had it. Okay, so that's going to be the Fibonacci. Gotcha perfectly. Okay, so what does it mean, guys? We're going to get static bar reversals long on both US markets simultaneously. If you want to go long, guys, I want to see selling showing first. All right, I've got the sellers showing on the NASDAQ now. If you're going to go long, guys, if you're going to go long on the NASDAQ, okay, it'd be really lovely if these sellers sell down a little bit, which they've started to do. I just please sell down a little bit further. Please sell down a little bit further. I want a Fibonacci failure here. Now, sometimes I get a little bit fussy. All right, just let them come a little bit further, guys, or a black diamond delta long. All right, let them just, these guys are just doing basically price discovery at the moment. So it is a valid static bar reversal long on both US markets simultaneously. FDAX, we're valid long as well. The black diamond delta on FDAX. If you can hold the risk, your entry's at 41. Your first target is 46. All right, so if you can hold the risk on FDAX, okay, you've got an entry at 41. Guys, the instos are buying at 41. Your first target is 46. You're through the target. That black diamond delta, guys, is valid on NASDAQ with all the same risk protocols that we were doing before, guys. So the moment these guys move 20 ticks in your favor or even 16 ticks in your favor, guys, provided, all right, you guys have hit your risk control point on the delta as well. Okay, so please cut your risk and let your profit run. Oh, FDAX, you are kidding. All right, FDAX traders, your long range target for those that want an adventure, guys, your long range target, guys, is 490. Please, please, please try and hold the 490. Please try and hold the 490. Okay, now again, as at this point in time on FDAX, you would be making sure you've got no risk on the trade. And that delta, guys, we said we wanted European US agreement. Oh my lordy, lordy, look what we got. If you are long on that delta on FDAX, guys, it is literally an OSR reversal delta. You're going for long range targets, please. Please go for 490. Come on, FDAX, baby. Push, push, push. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Now, if you are long on the FDAX, guys, your entry's at 40, your target's at 90. It's a 50-point FDAX trade. 50-point trade, guys. It's 2,000 Aussie dollars. It's around about 1,250 US. Paul, giddy up, mate. Giddy up. Oh, Paul, +5 and 20. Well done. Good. Good, good. It's going to go, guys. It's going to go. Let's put a bottle of wine on it. Come on. Don't make me look stupid now, FDAX. Paul, that's exactly what we did in coaching, mate. Exactly what we did in coaching. So anyone that's long on FDAX, guys, please lock in a big chunk of profit. Okay, this is only a tier 1. It's normally the tier 2 that pumps the big ones. All right, so at this stage, if you've got a long go for 5 and 20, that's a massive goal. 5 and 25, massive. I'm hoping I've got an FDAX trader holding for 5 and 50, please. Yeah, so I did this in coaching with Paul over the weekend. We did exactly that in coaching. So actually quite good fun. Andy, you're finished for the day, mate. Well done. I'm hoping the FDAX traders are moving in the right direction. There's no doubt. So NASDAQ traders, let's do a quick debrief for you guys. So NASDAQ traders, we had the choice of the SBR long once the sellers showed or the Delta as your backup trade. S&P 500, you guys had the sellers show. You had a Delta, guys, long. So anyone that went short on the S&P has gone very, very well. If you've now turned around and gone long back the other way, guys, you're doing really, really, really well. FDAX, I dare you to touch 490. Guys, now 490 is right here. Go on, FDAX. Please go and do what you mathematically are meant to do, please. So no Delta. You got ATM. G's got 68. Well done, mate. That is a great trade. FDAX, you know you want 490. You know, oh, come on, quick. Up you go. Guys, never get a boom. Now it's going to go, guys. The advanced traders, you've got two targets here. You got 490, guys, and 23,500. Now, again, it's going to go very, very easily to 23,500, which is a 60-point FDAX target, guys. 60-point target. If you are long on FDAX from down the bottom of the jar, guys, please move your stop loss into very large profit. Suzanne. Yes, we've been working on this for a while, Suzanne. Go and touch 23,500 FDAX. You know you want to. And then, guys, we start again. The whole thing starts again. Go on, quick, quick, quick. Off you go. You know you want it. Off you go, quick. Boom. Oh, Suzanne, last time it did this, it touched the target and then just sank away. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my lordy lordy. No offense to lordy lordy, of course, but wow. Bloody brilliant. Bloody off. Akito. Plus 40 on NASDAQ. Oh, boom. Well, Suzanne, you know the funniest thing about a live trading room, and I laugh about this all the time, guys. The funniest thing about a live trading room is there's nowhere to hide. All right. So if we were calling losing trade after losing trade after losing trade, there'd be no one here, guys. There'd be no one here. Well, it's not the case, guys. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, for the NASDAQ traders. Okay, back to you guys. If you can hold the risk, we went short, we triggered our first target and risk control. So we couldn't go anywhere, guys. Now, what does that mean? The market was gearing up to reverse. Now, guys, a couple of days ago on YouTube, I put out a video about candles that are out of context with the rest of the market. All right, so as much as this was a viable short range target trade, the fact is we then got agreement across Europe. All Europeans agreed. Let's have a look at this. So Damsey's Fibonacci was incredible. Guys, we got European agreement, and what did it produce for some of the FDAX traders, guys? A nominated target of 50 points. Now, that being said, guys, 50 points, if you do the maths on that, it's 50 points times 40 Aussie dollars per point. It's a $2,000 trade. Again, for those that like US dollars, it's 50 times 25 US dollars. Now, I'm not very good at maths on the run. Guys, 50 times 25, I think it's 1,000, it's 1,250 US dollars. But exactly what we ended up with yesterday, guys, in terms of trading result. It's just gone and done it again. A big one today, total ticks 963 up and down. I'm off to cook sausages. Very, very, very good. That's a classic Australian, right? One of the things my boys miss most about Australia is sausages. It's just one of those things, right? One of those things. Now, so Nazi traders, you've basically had an opportunity to go short if you can hold the risk, guys. If you couldn't hold the risk, you kept your powder dry. You waited for a counter signal going back the other way, guys. So we've got a -3 rated static bar reversal going back the other way. Awesome. Sellers showed, buyers jumped in. You then may have grabbed the delta. Akito has grabbed the delta for a 40 tick target, which is a good trade. And Greg, you've done a very, very solid trade. Now, guys, last time we nominated yesterday and the day before, last time we nominated long range targets on the FDAX, it literally hit the second of the long range targets, which today was 23,500. They then turned around and sold all the way back down to where they started again. All right. So again, there's a very, very interesting opportunity. Very interesting opportunity, guys, on FDAX, in particular on European Open, to wait for an OSR style trade, guys. So an OSR style, and then pick the dual market reversal, guys. Now, what did we say over here on NASDAQ? Look at this. Watch for the dual market agreement, guys, for a super high success trade. Now, what it means is anyone then could have gone long on the FDAX or the S&P or the FESX or any of them, and there's no way you could have lost money. It's actually mechanically impossible, unless when I said buy, you sold by accident. All right, now that's easy to fix. Guys, we just need to push the other button. Now at this stage, guys, we've got a lower low on the NASDAQ. Okay, so we don't have a lower low on the S&P, guys, so we're not going to go long on the NASDAQ again. Okay, particularly as if you are anywhere near your daily goal. If you're anywhere near your daily goal, so financially, if you're near your daily goal, guys, then you need to not trade anymore. I know I sound really annoying when I say that, guys, but as the fun police, be very careful about over trading. Oh, Carlene, giddy up to you. That's very exciting. I've been there before, Carlene. I've been there before. And the answer is, as you get closer and closer, just slowly chip away. Don't go for the massive hit. Just slowly chip away. And then, because once you are funded, then what you will be doing is, again, slowly navigating away from the trailing stop by little bits, like little bits. And then you slowly gather momentum. So massive well done to you. Beck, my absolute pleasure. Thank you for getting back to me on the phone as well, Beck. Very excited about, I was very excited about that. So should be good fun, eh? Should be good fun. Now, guys, we're waiting for the markets to agree with each other. The FDAX is now very solidly beyond these long range targets. So again, guys, for those that are just watching, then again, we're using what's called an OSR strategy. Now, I wrote the OSR strategy myself. So if you Google OSR, you'll probably come up, well, I've actually never done it. You'll come up with some bizarre meaning. I don't know what OSR actually means. But I know what it means for me. But again, that is, guys, we spoke about the OSR trade reversal with matching setting up. And again, it's produced a monster trade for the FDAXs. All right. So well done, everybody. Now, guys, the FDAX mathematically is going to try and close its gap. All right, so it's going to try and get up here. This will drag, guys, the US markets with it. There is no question. If we get a 4-point turning bar, guys, on the NASDAQ, or a fee cat on the NASDAQ and S&P simultaneously, so again, dual market agreement. If we get fee cats, guys, that for those that don't know, stands for first efficient candle after a turn in the market. If we do get that, NASDAQ, we can't go long. So this is not unless it's a really strong candle. Mind you, they've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to create it. Okay, which is very exciting. And Suzanne, I share your excitement with the FDAX long range reversals. And I say that, guys, for those that aren't aware, if you can get 5 points a day on the FDAX, so 5 points, which is this much, guys, so you can get the market to move that far in your favor. All right, that little square just there. If you can get it to move 5 points in your favor 4 days a week, guys, and move your way up to 4 or 5 contracts, you can actually retire on a very, very nice income. Again, in perspective, that trade's gone 60 points. All right, Suzanne, that's okay. That's all right. Now, again, guys, for the FDAX traders, we're not going to take a new trade inside the last 90 seconds of the candle. These guys are setting up a reversal short. As they are setting up a reversal short, ideally under the open. Now, again, we're not going to take the short in the last 90 seconds. Guys, NASDAQ, guys, absolutely nothing. S&P, nothing. All right, so we've had this beautiful break, guys, beautiful injection of volume into the market. We've kind of milked it in both directions, depending on what you're allowed to trade. And now we're kind of stagnating a little bit. Guys, there may be an announcement coming from the conference. If there is, guys, you'll see a significant drop in the volume, guys, across all markets simultaneously. All right, so watch for the simultaneous volume drop. Guys, now that means, guys, again, we just wait for the candle to close. And if we go, wow, where have you guys all gone? Like, where are you disappearing to? Then you know categorically that they're being warned out that there's something about to be announced. So just watch them bop along, So look at the NASDAQ, guys, look. So 1,200 down to 600, down to 300. S&P almost 2,000 down to 500. FDAX. So it's the US commentators, guys. Have a look. The drops in the US, not Europeans. So the Europeans are like, yeah, it doesn't matter. The Americans are like, no, this matters a lot. Okay, so we can't go short. Guys, we can't go short on the FDAX under the open. Right, this is why we have the 90-second rule. We can't go short. For the FDAX traders, the only short we can pick up Nice. We've still got a little bit of time. The only short we can pick up would be the buyers push through. Those buyers push through, tag the pre-top, and we get a pre-top reversal. Or we're going to go push through yesterday's low, and then we're going to get a yesterday's low reversal. We're back to 5-point first target and risk control. Right? So our RCP is 5 points only. Again, but guys, again, you get on the right side of the FX. Okay, the market moves 5 points in your favor, cuts your risk to zero. When you're going for a 50 or 60-point target, guys, you're in a situation where the risk to reward on that trade was 1 point with a 50 or 60-point target. What does that mean? Risk to reward is 50 times or 60 times in your favor. Guys, and there are people out there in the world that get excited with 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just their teaching is old fashioned, guys. It's super old, and they could be doing a little bit better. As they could be doing a little bit better. All right, now, guys, we've had a good start. Some traders are really profitable, which is great. So let's just watch the volume, guys. If the volume keeps dropping, we know why. Sellers still own the stair step on the NASDAQ, so we're looking for buying opportunities. All right, I'm looking for this dual market agreement. So just a reminder, guys, if you're over your daily goal already, some of you are way over your daily goal. Guys, do not be tempted to take another trade, please. We want to get into, guys, the art of being super patient and super disciplined. All right, we want to, that's just what we do, guys. There's no surprises. All right, no surprises. We've been doing that for a long time. Still don't have US market agreement. So I know I keep banging on the drum on that one, but we don't have it. So let's these guys come to us. I got nothing I can do with the FDAX, but mind you, guys, we're off to a blinder start, so it's kind of okay. It's kind of okay. Carlene, well done. You've done really well. So well done. Look forward to that milestone being hit, Carlene. So again, advice from me: don't rush the milestone. Just slowly chip away. Oh, here we go. All right, we're twitching now. Here we are. We're twitching. All right. We've almost got agreement, guys. Almost got agreement with these US markets. I just want one more little sell down. You're going to push in the last 90 seconds. Okay, now the FTX traders, you guys are just approaching the last 90 seconds. So I don't want to send you short, guys. We may end up missing a trade on FTX. Okay, I'm going to clean the FTX up a bit. Okay, we don't have agreement, guys, on the S. We don't have agreement with the US markets. That was quite a kick, but again, we're just waiting for these guys to line up properly. I'm gonna have to get rid of a Fibonacci. All right, let me get rid of that Fibonacci. Okay, I'm going to bring on the gap fibs. So these guys will be playing the gap Fibonacci game, guys. They almost always do. Okay. All right. We don't have agreement yet. Come on, you guys, agree with each other, please. This is silly. So I can't send you long, guys. I can't send you long on NASDAQ or S&P 500 yet. Okay, the US has just said that they weren't intending on sending Trump to Istanbul anyway. Okay, so this NASDAQ candle may be to do with the fact that they're telling everybody we weren't going to send him anyway. All right, so we'll strip fibs back, guys, and wait. Oh, FDAX poo. So as the FDAX is setting up a reversal, right, let's just wait and see where the candle closes. Okay, the FDAX is setting up a reversal. Guys, if we buy the market on FDAX, if we buy first, we can go short under the open. We don't just want them to flop and sell. Okay, so no flop and sell. NASDAQ, you are too close to the S1 to go short. Okay, too close to the S1 to go short responsibly. Now, these guys are likely to move down. These were our older profit targets from the original trade. Again, all right, so the US have just stated that they didn't intend Trump going to the peace conference anyway, so everything's twitching a little bit. Okay, so this news might have been expected. Just let them bop along. Guys, now again, just watch the Nasdaq here, please. I've got a S1 reversal setting up. I've got the S&P 500 out the middle of nowhere. It's nowhere near its S1. In fact, it's halfway between the S1 and the S2. So what I'd suggest, guys, 88.6. Yes, Rob, that's very dangerous for these guys. All right, so what I want, guys, what I want, and I know I sound like a stickler, but we're almost 45 minutes into the session, is I want static bar reversals long on both US markets simultaneously. I want the NASDAQ. Guys, I want the NASDAQ. Okay, if you're an aggressive NASDAQ trader, that black diamond delta long, guys, once we get 2 or 3 pushes down, we've just had a second push down. The black diamond delta long, guys, yeah, let's just see what the S&P does. I think they're getting ready to tank. I think they're ready to get, just watch what they do. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60 ticks of risk on the NASDAQ, sorry. I don't have agreement, guys, with these markets. Have a look. The S&P is literally out the middle of nowhere. The NASDAQ is picking up an S1 reversal. Okay. The only trade the NASDAQ traders can get, what is the only trade? For the beginner traders, for the brand new traders, you're going to wait for this candle to close. We want a ratio-based static bar reversal long on both markets simultaneously, which is going to take some work, there is no doubt. For the aggressive traders, if we get 3 pushes down on this candle, guys, and on the 3rd push down, those sellers get slammed, then that black diamond delta 297.25 is tradable. Understanding you don't have S&P 500 agreement yet. All right, so you don't have agreement yet. That reversal of yesterday's low on FDAX was absolutely brilliant. It came about 5 seconds late. Dearie me, I literally came about 5 seconds late. But the FDAX traders, you've had a decent crack at the market today, though, so it's not too bad. Okay, those deltas there were absolutely divine. Absolutely divine. All right, so we just let these guys pop along. Let's see what they're doing. If the NASDAQ does close under its S1, guys, at this stage, it's highly unlikely. If it closes under its S1, we are not going to go long. So we're not going to go long. If it does close under the S1, if it does close, I say highly unlikely. These guys are blowing a lot of volume here. Okay, right. This is starting to become US meltdown. Meltdown. In Japan, we'd say chotta meltdown, which is little meltdown. But I do think we're about to get a really, really lovely push. And these guys still don't agree with each other. It makes it harder when they don't agree with each other. Okay, that one, that one, that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's why US markets are completely out of context with each other. Okay, now for the Nasdaq, guys, for the Nasdaq traders, if we close over the S1, we're looking for an S1 reversal. If we close under, then we can't do anything with that. FDAX, you're in the last 15 minutes. The only thing we're allowed to take is a pivot-based reversal. If the buyers were to push up, guys, anywhere near yesterday's low, guys, we're looking to trade a red V2 Delta short, guys, and it's that one there I would be targeting. All I want is the buyers to push up a little bit. Guys, get up near yesterday's low. If we got up underneath yesterday's low, guys, we can use a pivot-based reversal. If we push up but we can't get that far, then I've got a Delta short there at 504. And long range targets to the downside for the FTX traders. All right, so you're looking, guys, you're looking at targets around the 60, 65 point mark again. What have we got? Two-phase buying move. Absolutely correct. So again, guys, again, any red V2 Delta short on FTX, if you can hold the risk is valid. You are in the last 15 minutes. So you may be, guys, if you're conscientious, you may be waiting for the turn of the hour trade. For the Nazi traders, guys, again, I've got complete disagreement between the two US markets. So that's what's making our session a little bit technical today. Yesterday, they agreed with each other perfectly. Cole, what do I want to see? I want to see both US markets at the same Fibonacci or pivot levels. So at the moment, I've got the NASDAQ below the S1, just, okay? And I've got the S&P halfway between the S1 and the S2. So they don't actually know what each other's doing. Now, the reason they don't know what each other's doing, guys, is the tech stocks flew off the back of the Chinese trade deal. The S&P 500 didn't. So the moment that reduction in Chinese tariffs was identified, the NVIDIAs of the world skyrocketed. The S&P went, meh, can't be bothered. And as a result, we still have a disconnect 3 days later between the NASDAQ and the S&P. Yesterday, the agreement was a little bit better. That's why yesterday was really clear and obvious. Today, it's not as clear or obvious. Wait, but that's okay because, you know, we're going okay so far. It looks like we've had maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 trades. They've all done exactly what they're required to do. Beck had a blinder. Greg's had a blinder. Andy did almost 1,000 ticks. That's a blinder. Akito's done 40. That's a little blinder. So again, everybody's getting winning trades. We just have to be careful that these guys all don't agree with each other yet. So that's it. Exactly, Daniel. Exactly my point. So they might be pasting the same candles, but they are out of context with each other. So what does it mean, mate? What does it mean? It means that the slave markets, all right? So this is the slave. So the slave will basically do what it's told, right? There are 2 slaves today. We've got slave 1, and we've got over here, we've got slave 2. And not to be rude, right? That has not changed in 15 years. All right. So guys, at the moment, we're waiting for the big bosses to work out what they're going to do. No offense to slaves. Okay. Now we say slave, guys, because if you are copy trading, quite often your copy traded accounts are referred to as your slave accounts. You may or may not be aware of that, guys. So if you are copy trading, you got your primary account. That's the one you're pushing the button on. And then you've got the ones that copy. The copies are actually called slave accounts. Just so you know. But today, what we've got 2 markets, guys, that will not move without permission from the big boys and girls down the bottom. NASDAQ is about to set up a pivot-based reversal. So again, if we were to get static bar reversal long on both US markets simultaneously, and we had both markets get above key market levels, then we had the sellers show inside the new candle before the buyers take over, then we might be looking for a trade. FTX, last 90 seconds, volume's too low. All right, so NASDAQ traders. Okay, let's watch very closely here, guys. We must close above and stay above the S1, which we have done. All right, now the sellers must show before you put a buy order on if you trade the last 15 minutes. Now, if you trade the last 15 minutes, because that will drop your success rate slightly. As if you do trade the last 15, you've got no counter Fibonacci issue. You've got no counter Fib issue. What you're looking for at this point in time would be, again, around a 16 tick risk control point, which looks like that. Okay, now again, guys, we're in the last 15 minutes. For those that are not aware, guys, in the last 15 minutes, that success rate normally drops from around 95%, 94.5, 95, drops down to around about 73, 74. Okay, that's only because the larger traders around the world are pre-positioning for the new hour. Now, if you want to give any context, guys, to what's going on here on the NASDAQ, okay, Fibonacci over the turning candle. Most institutional traders won't respond until they get the Fibonacci failure. Even the robots they code would be doing the same thing. Okay, literally, they'd be doing the same thing. Right now, I find, guys, personally on the FDAX, we don't touch the FDAX in the last 15 minutes because it's the only time we get bopped on the FDAX is in the last 15 minutes. Okay, now, this is why it becomes really important also, guys, if you're happy with your daily goal, if you're happy with what you've achieved, guys, again, we normally do that in the first 35 to 40 minutes of the session. Most traders are stoked with their performance. They then walk away, so they can't even get romanced, guys. They can't even get romanced into taking a trade. So the stop loss, guys, on all longs at this point in time, as per coaching last night, the stop loss would be underneath the orange candle. So this is, we're talking about a risky trade in the last 15 minutes. Okay, notice what they're now doing, guys. They're now selling down to key Fibonacci levels, right? So now the institutional traders would be like, all right, so Fibonacci's still holding. Now I might be thinking about taking a trade. Because as per coaching last night, you're going to have a look at the candles there. You can determine where the strongest protection of your stop loss is. It sounds like we've got the fire brigade screaming up the mountain to our house. So, wow, our little group of houses up here in the mountains. So guys, that last 15 minutes, I've had some feedback from a lot of traders. There's a lot of traders who said, Lockie, that last 15-minute rule, it's just the best thing in the world. Guys, well, what it ultimately means is your trading session runs for 35 to 40 minutes. Then you get a 20-minute break. Then you come back again. Guys, grab the turn of the hour, trade again for 25, 30, maybe 35 minutes. Grab the best of trading and then run away. Yeah, Daniel, I won't touch the FDAX in the last 15 minutes. The only reason being is my most disappointing trades have been in the last 15 minutes. And I just don't touch it. It's like, you know what? If you guys keep on slapping us in the face in the last 15 minutes, we just won't trade the last 15 minutes. The only exception for the FDAX is a pivot-based reversal, okay, that we're set up right now, provided the volume is okay. Okay, so provided the volume is okay. All right, now those guys, have a look here, really exciting. Those that are waiting for a Fibonacci retrace and rejection, and then you're going to put your buy order on, guess what's happening at this stage? Sellers are retracing down, absolutely brilliant. Where's my buyer rejection? Well, I haven't got any yet. I literally haven't gotten it yet. So guys, you can put the Fibonacci on as a defensive Fibonacci and say, you know what, boom. Sellers sell down. If I catch them early and then they go bang, buyers, I'm into it. But if they don't do this, guys, otherwise known as push, retrace, reject, if they don't reject, the instos don't want to trade up yet. All right, so that's why I've got to be a little bit careful towards the end of the hour that you put your Fibonacci on, you wait for the retrace, you wait for the rejection, and then you go. Okay, then you go. Okay, just looking at my wife's computer. She's beautifully positive. Akito does not trade the last 15 minutes, guys, under any circumstances. Otherwise, she'll end up sleeping outside. It's just, I'm not being rude, guys. I'm not being rude. But it's just one, guys, it's just one of these rules. Like, I won't trade the 5 minutes before the European Open because that's when my worst trades have been. So as you very, very quickly, So you guys note the Fibonacci retrace on NASDAQ. They retrace back and broke the Fibonacci. They're not ready to buy yet. They're getting ready to sell inside the new 60-minute chart, which is only 5 minutes away. So for FDAX, because you guys have had a blinder of a start, which is really exciting. The flip side of that is, again, you guys are setting up pivot-based reversals. Now, the only thing we trade in the last 15 minutes is a pivot-based reversal. These guys have cruised up, gone high enough to allow that reversal if you needed another trade. I didn't call it for you guys because it was the last 15 minutes, but it's clearly already gone. No question about that. So at this stage, as the bigger traders globally have said, we're not interested about where the NASDAQ is pivot-wise. We're interested in who. Okay, so note, slave market up here. Okay, they're not interested in what these guys are doing. They're interested in what these guys are doing. So guess what? Guess where the S&P is going? Now, if we picked up a dual pivot reversal, what does that mean? So these guys sell down to a pivot. These guys sell down to a pivot. We may end up in a situation where we get the agreement that we've been looking for. We're not going to get Fibonacci agreement. S&P's at the 50 in the green. These guys are at the 78.6. These guys are literally like little free range chickens. They're running in exactly the opposite Fibonacci direction to each other. So we just wait. We just wait for the agreement between them, and then off we go again. Yeah, the angle on the MDI, what do we see? 76%. So guys, the Nazi, so again, 76%. Well, in fact, guys, look at the difference. I mean, again, that is great observation, guys. Look at this. NASDAQ trend is running at -76. So this is all the tech stocks that got burnt early in the week, got bought early in the week and now getting burnt. The S&P 500 is like, 36. Now, if these guys were matching each other, we'd be in the most incredible sell down. Incredible sell down. But at this point in time, the NASDAQ is angry. The S&P doesn't really care. The S&P is probably waiting for that high impact news at 9:30 tonight. That's probably what it's waiting on. All right, so we'll clean up our charts, guys. 2 minutes, so 2:12 to go. Again, FTX walk in the park for you guys today if you trade static bar reversals or deltas that complement that. If you also trade an OSR strategy, that was very obvious. Very, very obvious. Complementary signals, guys, on NASDAQ and S&P at the same time. So that went really, really well. The trade I did miss, guys, the S&P 500 traders got it, that know what they're doing. But the moment these buyers came up here and reloaded that static bar reversal short, the moment that was reloaded, then guys, this tumble that occurred there was worth a lot of money, which is really exciting. Now, the same thing occurred on the NASDAQ. Guys, buyers ran through, stole the stair step, which means we can actually load older shorts. Those older shorts, they're not as obvious on the NASDAQ. They're very obvious on the S&P 500. So again, S&P's in charge, guys. It just dragged the NASDAQ with it. I did put that on one of these charts for you. Where did I write that? The S&P, yeah, right there. Sorry, guys. A long way to go to a daily short on the S&P. So, sorry, a long way to go daily short. The S&P may drag the NASDAQ. We now have police and ambulance climbing up the mountain. That's okay. There's something, something going on. Where are the boys, man? Okay, we're just going to do a quick child check, guys. There's lots of sirens going on at this point in time. So it won't be the boys up to mischief, but I do want them within visual distance if something goes wrong, so we can go and get them. All right, so we're waiting for the market to turn. As I would suggest at this stage for the NASDAQ, your next trade, guys, really, really high probability trade. GC All right, so all the trade alerts are coming through, guys. We're buying oil. We're selling gold. I mean, look, we're buying oil. We're selling gold. We're selling the Swiss franc. All right. So there you go. All the Forex traders will be crazy doing what they do. 133 extension of the 15-minute chart. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're wanting to see, we're just checking where the boys are. They're very well behaved. But if there's a bit of a disaster going on, we want to know where they are. Oh, beautiful Fibonacci, Greg. Well done. Well done. Well done. Rick, in a perfect world, mate, in a perfect world, they should. And we've got a sell forming on the Swissy and a sell forming on gold and a buy forming on oil, I think. Yeah, buy on oil, sell the Swissy, sell gold. Yes. All right. Now, just wait for these guys. Guys, just wait for these guys to give us some really, really good agreement. More fire engines. This is the most sirens I've heard in 2 years in Japan. So something is going on. Something is going on. We'll find out in half an hour what it is. Now, at this stage, guys, what are we looking for? We're looking for wow, tell you what, if we get 4-point turning bars. Okay, US has just announced, guys, that Trump may be flying into Istanbul tomorrow morning for the signing of the peace deal. It's just been released. So again, do the markets one, are the markets aware of that? And two, well, I don't think they are. We're not twitching. We're just sitting there at this stage. We're sitting there. So Trump is ready to fly to Istanbul for May the 16th, should an agreement be decided on. Yeah, Rick, mate, the SBRs are incredible. What we're looking for is we're looking for a sell down in the new hour and then to buy the market, guys. The backup plan, for you guys is if the NASDAQ closes over well beyond the S1. So if we close well beyond the S1, guys, if we get strong candles on both markets simultaneously, right, for the NASDAQ traders, what we want is we want these guys to close above the S1, like nicely above the S1 with a really, really strong candle, which we will get if they get anywhere near over the S1. Guys, we then want the sellers to push down a little bit, and we're actually going to target that delta right there, right? That little black diamond delta there. The price of the delta, guys, is exactly 21290. So if we close over the S1, then we're interested in the 21290. Now, S&P, we may be looking at a trade. We may be looking at a trade. Let's just have a look at where your counter Fibonacci is. This is exactly the same scenario, guys, we had yesterday. Well, at about this time as well. 1, 2, okay. FDAX traders, we must, guys, we must. It would be great to get a higher high. Geez, not at this stage. No, mate, look at this. But this is why, guys, this is why we never assume a close over a pivot. And we also make sure we've got the right pivot files. So everybody's S1, I suppose the beauty of a live trading room, right? Everyone's S1 in the world must be at 21288.50. If your S1, guys, is in a different spot to that, it means you're using the wrong Fibonacci. It's not the wrong Fibonacci. You're actually using the wrong pivot file. And as much as some days it doesn't matter, guys, other days it literally allows you to make massive mistakes in trading. You've got to be really careful of that. Yeah, so guys, just make sure if you're doing a pivot check, which we used to do every day in the live trading room, this is 10, 12 years ago, that S1 is at 288.50. Okay. All right, so we were waiting for strong candles, guys, on both markets simultaneously. Guess what? We got exactly the opposite of what we needed. So what we are going to pick up, guys, which we are going to pick up on the NASDAQ, which is a slightly more advanced signal, guys, is a swing trigger data entry sequence. Yeah, Cole, use guys, that's a swing trigger short on the NASDAQ. If you are a slightly more advanced trader, guys, if you're a slightly more advanced trader, you've got a swing trigger short. Basically means the buyers are swung against the overall emotion of the market. That's failed very badly. Guys, that delta there is a swing trigger. All right, so if you trade swing triggers, that's an absolutely beautiful signal. There is no question about that. You would need to anticipate the formation of a swing trigger, guys, because you're just waiting for these deltas to come on the screen and you literally just push the button and let them smash each other, which is exactly what they're doing. Now, what does it mean, guys? For the S&P, the static traders, we're still waiting for double pivot failure, right? So we're still waiting for double pivot failure, which we clearly don't have yet. If you are a swing trigger trader, guys, and you have gone short, these guys are highly likely to push down, guys, to the daily open. Greg, nice work, mate. Well done. The swing trigger extension. If you're going with Lockie swing triggers, again, we only get 3 or 4 of these a week. Yeah, that trigger is going to go further, guys. It will go a little bit further. But again, if you're not already short, right? So if you've gone short, what's our volatility? 71. So if you've gone short, guys, you'd be looking at a 20 tick first target and a 50 tick second target. All right, so that box is 20s. So it's gone, let me have a look. So 20s, it's only gone around about 45 ticks to the downside, guys. So we'd probably go a little bit further. But even if you are short, guys, you've already gone through your first target, already gone through your risk control point. So it doesn't matter if these guys don't go down anymore. You're just going to get a partial profit on your second contract if you are short for dual targets. Now we're looking, guys, for a long. Okay, now if you're still short trying to get down to daily open, there's nothing wrong with that. If I went short on that trade, I would have been taken out at 20 ticks on my first target. Guys, my second ATM has touched 38, pay 35. So I would have been taken out at 20s and 35s, and I wouldn't have picked up my long range target because I tend to find that ATM is really, really good on the NASDAQ, guys, if you've got 2 contracts or 2 positions. Now, at this stage, we'll just wait for these sellers to burn out. If we get a black diamond delta long on NASDAQ, there's nothing on FDAX at this stage. If we get a black diamond delta long, guys, what we're looking for is we're looking to trade that delta inside the next candle, right? So at this point in time, we're sort of 140. We don't want to be entering the delta now. Guys, we want to let these guys lock in the seller failure and then trade. Yes, Greg. Rakesh, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. So for the advanced traders, guys, again, if you know your Fibonacci extensions, obviously we're failing multiple times at the 133 fib down there on the S&P 500. As that is a hint we're about to turn. That's another police car, but okay. All right, they are the black diamond deltas, guys, on NASDAQ that we're looking for. Let me just check the count of Fibonacci for you. Okay, so that swing trigger went far enough to trigger the first target and an ATM, but not a second target. Now, both US markets have tried to trigger to the downside and couldn't. Okay, what I need, guys, because the 50 fib of the micro trend here, what I need this candle on the NASDAQ to close above that 50 fib. Okay, I need it to close above that 50 fib. We've got 26 seconds until the market is going to make a decision for us, guys. If it closes above the 50 fib, we're loving those 2 deltas long. If it closes below the 50 fib, we don't like them. As that's why we're just waiting for the candle to close, wait for them to show you their cards before we assume. FDAX, if we close under yesterday's low, which we haven't, I don't have a trade for you. I'm sorry. So you guys got off to a blinding start. I can't go long on NASDAQ, guys. I can't trade through the 50 fib of the micro trend. That is normally what catches people out. So again, I've got to wait for another candle. I know I must be a stickler on rules here, guys, but really important that we don't muck that up. We have also, guys, today, like in merit to what we've done, we've actually traded quite well today. We've followed the rules. We've followed the strategy perfectly. A lot of traders have made money and left already. That's normally a good sign, guys. Normally a good sign of again of what we do. It's very tempting, guys. Very tempting to be long on the NASDAQ at this stage. We are breaking a rule if we go long. So I would suggest, guys, don't get into the habit of breaking rules. Particularly if you get paid to break rules, guys, eventually you won't have any, and that's the end of your career as a professional trader. For the FDAX, I would love your volume to lift. Guys, I'd love your volume to lift. I did miss a trade, guys, on FDAX. After a really solid start, I did miss that reversal under yesterday's low, guys. That's my fault. It was in the last 15 minutes. That the flip side of that being is the only thing we can take in the last 15 minutes is a pivot-based reversal. Yeah, Rob, look, it's gone okay, mate. It's gone okay. I've had to sort of dip into the platinum vault a little bit, mate, today, because when we get handed with a technical day, mate, we've got to trade the signal set in context with both markets simultaneously. So today has been, telling me I'm losing my data. Today has been a little bit more technical. But Rob, if you ever get handed a day like today, you simply just apply all of the rules and say, right, our rules say we can do this and we can do that. It looks like we picked up around about 10 or so trades, guys. They've all gone where they need to. That's a pretty solid day. Oh, actually, some of you went short underneath this massive red candle. I'm just hearing my boys returning home. There's one of them. Right. Both of the boys are home, guys, despite all of the sirens. So something pretty big. I've never heard that many sirens in the mountains ever. So something's going on. Might as well trust everybody's okay. All my little dudes are okay. So I trust no one is in a bad way. There is, note here, guys. No, I mean, this is a great lesson. Guys, 50 fib of the micro trend. We can't go long because of that. Have a look at what's going on. So it's all about rules. And again, we may be setting up for the dual pivot-based reversal we were talking about. Now, what's the bet this sets up after the trading room? So I'm actually coaching tonight. So what's the bet we end up with a really, really good coaching topic, which is going to be dual pivot failure. What about that? Let's have a look. So we can't go long, guys. We're not allowed to break our rules. This is probably a good testament as to why we have rules. Cole, the US is in its 6th step to the downside. Yeah, so mate, it can't. Guys, the selling, if you start getting multiple phases of movement on the 5-minute chart, then basically the markets are in larger chart. The markets are in larger chart moves. Suzanne, the coaching tonight. I'm doing a coaching session with Jürgen, actually. Young Jürgen. So yeah, not a group coaching. Tonight's a private one, which I do a little bit of. I do a little bit of. Very rarely, guys, very, very rarely do I coach. We actually have coaches that are very good at what they do. I tend to focus on candlesticks and developing new ways of pulling the market apart, like what we did on the FDAX today. So, and guys, and all credit where credit's due, right? What we did on the FDAX today is straight out of the Bank of Japan, right? So I cannot take credit for their work. Mind you, what we've done, oopsie, I've just lost my data connection here. Hold on one sec. Yeah, what we've done is again, I'm gonna have to get my data back. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. I've literally lost my data. So hold on. Maybe maybe that's the universe going bow bow. Let me just, guys, I'll take a little bit of time to build here. Now, of course, as soon as I do that, guys, if we look at so you guys can see your charts. If we get a pivot-based reversal, so if we get a pivot-based reversal here, we may be looking for both US markets to give it a pivot-based reversal. There's not a great deal I can do, guys, until Ninja comes back online again. All right, so it's back online in the background. All right, back online in the background. So everything will just refresh. Guys, if there's any questions at all, now's a really good time to ask. Now's a really good time to ask. Now, for young Jurgen, for coaching, right, I will send you a Zoom link, right, if that's okay, for about 30 minutes after the LTR finishes would be great. And if that time works for you, that'd be absolutely fantastic. All right, so we're waiting for, yeah, perfect, mate. So that Zoom link, right, that Zoom link will arrive probably about 20 minutes after the LTR finishes. For a start 30 minutes after the LTR. We can record that coaching session for you. Right? So again, you'll be able to redo that multiple times. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on, data, come back on, please. Because, guys, it looks like both US markets are turning. Those black deltas, guys, on NASDAQ are tradable. Look at the strength of the buyers on the S&P 500 coming through. If you are a Delta trader, guys, sorry, I did have a data disconnect. Guys, if you are a Delta trader, you would once again, guys, be using a very, very tight risk control point. So around about a 16 tick risk control point. Guys, what you ultimately want for the junior traders or the beginner traders, you're looking for both the S&P and the NASDAQ to produce two very strong buying candles as per the strength indicator. And what that might mean is you may have picked the turning point in the market. All right, now the turning point on a day like today, as the turning point will be defined normally by Europe first, then the S&P 500, then the NASDAQ. So that's the order. So basically the priority order. I was looking at volume, that's 100% the priority order at this point in time. Now, little FDAXs over here. Guys, your next trade, if we get a volume lift, guys, your next trade is going to be a gap-based reversal. A gap-based reversal. If we were to push up, guys, if we were to push up and touch this 100% pink extension, guys, if we were to push up and touch that 100% pink extension, guys, you guys may be looking for a reversal. We just got to get the volume, guys, volume to lift slightly. Right, anybody long, guys, on the NASDAQ? Anybody long on the deltas? All right, this is your risk control box. All right, so if you're long on the lower one, you're already at your risk control point and first target. Guys, if you're long on the higher one, you're also at your first target and risk control point. Perfect. So anybody that's long, guys, if you're being really, really careful, guys, all you do is just have an early first target, a super long range second target, cut your risk off on your earlier entry, guys, and let your profit run. Plus 21, well done, Giz, nice work. So it took a long time to get the turn of the hour trade, guys. The turn of the hour trade is 15 minutes late today, right? 15 minutes late. But ultimately, hey presto, we have agreement from both US markets simultaneously, guys. Now, again, might be a little bit difficult to see, guys, but a little bit of a tip for you. Little bit of a tip. That's a buyer-owned candle. That is a buyer-owned candle. So guess what? As much as they're red, those candles are not owned by the sellers, guys. They're owned by the buyers. So what have we got down there? We have dual market agreement. What is the response? Winning trades. Now, some of you are looking at that going, they're bloody red. I said, I know they're red. But the color of the candle doesn't matter, guys, when you're doing candlestick analysis. Now, everyone knows that, right? The color of the candle doesn't matter. Oh, some of you are going, what? So no, they're buyer-owned candles, guys. So we have dual market agreement on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, and the next candle produced a flurry of winning trades. Now, that is a very strong S&P 500 candle here, guys. Very, very strong indeed. For the NASDAQ traders, as we're coming very quickly to the end of the session. So if I was personally long on this delta, guys, my first target would be $100 US. I'd be out on that target. I would have no risk on a long range target at all, because if this is not the turning point just yet, you've still made money out of the market. Okay, you've literally still made money, even though it hasn't gone a long range target. Or, guys, as you see the volatility, guys, just cruising along, you might say, Lockie, every single signal today, if we just went for 20 ticks, $100 US, we've been paid on every single trade. It's like, yep. Whereas, so somewhere there is going to be happy medium between short range targets and long range targets when the volatility is a little bit blah, or the markets don't agree with each other. Right, which is what we've got today. That's a scenario where the markets just simply don't agree with each other. All right, now I'm going to start doing some stripping of detail on this FESX. I think we can get rid of that. Get rid of that Fibonacci there. We've traded outside the range of that fib. FDAX, guys, has literally gone within a whisker of the gap-based reversal and is selling away perfectly. A red V2 delta short, guys, on FDAX. So a red diamond delta short would be absolutely amazing at this point. I did want to try and pick up the gap reversal, which means the buyers push up and then we basically bring it short around about the 575 mark. They've literally gone within a whisker of filling our shorts, which is a little bit annoying. But we've also had a good day, guys, so we can't complain about what's going on. The deltas will reload, mate. Cole, you are correct. So for those that trade reloaded deltas, guys, the sellers have just sold back down. They've bought the lower delta and now they're buying this delta again. Right, so if you did wait for the sellers to retrace back down, guys, and you got the lower delta, you've already gone through. So there's your risk control point just there, guys. You've already gone through from the lower delta, your first target and risk control point. Now, the better of the deltas, guys, is the lower one. The reason being is it holds less risk. It also has a far higher potential reward. Mate, I wouldn't sell. So that's a great question, mate. I wouldn't sell the NASDAQ down because you don't have agreement from the S&P 500. So now it's all about buying versus selling. What I'd also do, mate, again, just being a fan of mathematics, I would draw a Fibonacci from the low point here to the high point there. And if those deltas are anywhere near the 50 fib of the micro trend, I can't go down. I can only go up. Can you see why? So see that, mate, right there? I can't sell the deltas down. I can only buy the market back. Now, again, if the market falls away, then that's okay. The market falls away and we say, all right, awesome, brilliant. The flip side, guys, if we were to do the same thing on the S&P, which is in charge today, so the S&P is in charge, I draw a Fibonacci up on the S&P to catch them on the way down. If the sellers are selling back into that 50 fib of the micro trend, I'd need to be very careful about selling the NASDAQ anywhere. But the lower delta, guys, the lower delta, we are in the last 90 seconds now. If you did wait for the sellers to sell down underneath the delta and then you picked it up long, as clearly it's gone beyond the 20 tick first target and risk control point. That V2 delta on FDAX, guys, if you trade deltas, that is valid. Now, the entry point is at 543. Your first target is at 538. Sorry, I was looking away from the market as it came on board. Whereas if you are an FDAX Delta trader, okay, it's a 543 short for 538. Now, understanding that to be the case, guys, there's a little bit of risk. There is a long range target on that one, but we're right at the end of the trading session as well. So you've got to be really, really careful, guys. We don't try and squeeze the lemon for too long. Otherwise, it will squirt you in the eye, and it's not a lot of fun when that happens. All right, so all of that, guys, all of that, what does it all mean? If you are long on the lower delta, you've gone through your profit target. If you are long on the higher delta, you've also gone through your profit target again, guys. So again, it doesn't matter whether you're long on this one. It doesn't matter if you're long on this one here. All right, the banks were buying at that level there. The banks were also buying at this level here. You've basically gone long to agree with them, and you've gone through your $100 first target and risk control point. Okay, now understanding, mate, and Rakesh, awesome question, mate. I should say, Rick, great question. If the instos can't sell the market down, if they can't sell the market down because of the Fibonacci, then all we want to do is respond by sending it back the other way. Now, you've actually got different institutions here trying to swing the market short. So these guys, these swingers, not being rude, but these swingers are trying to swing the market short straight into Fibonacci. That's where most swing traders screw up, is they forget Fibonacci. That's the reason they do screw up. Yeah, that's the reason why. So guys, an interesting lesson for us as futures traders. If we can't go down, we can only go up. So Cole asked a great question. Lockie, if we sell back down below these buying deltas, can we buy again? The answer is yes, provided when these sellers push down, provided when they sell down, they fail at Fibonacci. Okay, so let me draw the Fibonacci for you. All right, so Fibonacci goes up to catch them on the way down. Can everybody see this here? Guess what that means? When the sellers sold down, when the sellers sold the market, not only could we not go short, but they failed at a known psychological area, which means all the other institutional traders went, ha ha, gotcha, and they went long again, probably on our deltas, and everyone's been paid. And then, and the game, dare I say, guys, the game just starts again. It just keeps starting again, over and over and over and over again. Now, volume, guys, volume on FDAX is very, very low. So our filter on FDAX is 300. We're actually well below 300. So just the FDAX guys under 300 becomes, oh, I've just looked at the time, man. I am way over time. I'm going to get in trouble from Alan. Hang on. As I just turned my camera back on, I just realized I'm way over time. So Arlen, if you are there, TTP, if you are there, I reckon we've had a ball today, guys. Honestly, I think every trade we've taken has been as per the rules. We've got in, we've got out, we've done everything that we need to do. We've followed the algorithm perfectly. We've let the indicators do all the heavy lifting for us, and we're in a great place. Look, I think we've done well, guys. To me, at the end of the day, if you've come into a trading session, you've applied your strategy well, you've applied your rules well, as if you've done everything that you're required to do, and you've made money, then you've done everything you need to do as a professional trader. Oh, there's the big boss, right? So I'm going to have to behave now. But Alan, we have had a blinder today, I think, particularly some of the FDAX traders picked up a huge FDAX trade using a strategy called an OSR. And I've just written a 22-page book on how to trade OSRs. So that's about to get filtered out to the world. There we go.
Well, I'm happy to see that. I see people here in the chat are writing that it's another fantastic session. So Lachlan, thank you so much and well done. And guys, to all the traders, again, also well done. I'm happy to see that you are enjoying and taking part in this great trading session. I mean, Lachlan, thank you again for another great one. Any insights that you would like to share towards the end, or?
Yeah, watch the news, the US news tonight, guys, because if it's negative, which I'm anticipating the economic news will be positive, all right, then the Federal Reserve is going to come out and say something negative about Donald Trump because the Federal Reserve doesn't like Donald Trump. That could send the US market into a correction tonight. And you can see they're angry already. So if we get the Federal Reserve contradicting Donald Trump like they did in October 2018, we had a 6,000 tick drop on the NASDAQ. So I think it was the 17th of October 2018. Just watch out for that, guys. Federal Reserve doesn't like Mr. Trump.
Well, watch out, guys.
They're not the only person. They're not the only people in the world that don't like him, but that's okay. When the president is contradicted by the Federal Reserve, those people just dump the market. So let's see what happens.
Well, everyone, you heard Lucky. You heard Lucky. Keep an eye out.
And we'll be. We'll just be back. We'll be back tomorrow, just bouncing between pivots. That's all we do. It's very boring. Sweet as Alan. Thank you, and thank you, TTP. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. See you again here next week.
Sounds great. Thank you, Alan. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, everybody.